but I also surprise myself sometimes on stage. I mean, a lot of things happen on stage, sometimes quite unexpected, but the audience has this way to drive your inner something, and then it makes you perform differently and much better. And I don't even know who I am when I'm on stage until the performance is over. I'm just being drawn away, taken away, being possessed by the music.
Yongshan, it's so lovely to talk to you here on Zoom.
So nice to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
No, it's a pleasure. And tell me, where are you now at the moment?
I'm in Stellenbosch at the moment. We actually finished with exams like last week or the week before, but I'm staying here because the Stellenbosch International Chamber Music Festival starting on Friday. So that's why I'm still here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, you are a pianist and you're also a singer. So is that what you're studying at the moment?
Well, yes, I am still studying piano and singing. But on paper, I'm actually a voice student with flute as my second instrument. But I am still continuing with piano because I plan to do my postgrad degree in piano.
Now, where did that start, music for you? Because you are blind, and how was it even possible? I cannot imagine you play so many instruments, but how did you start? What was the interest in piano?
Well, my grandparents had this tiny, like 3-octave keyboard at home. So if my math serves me right, that's about 24 keys or something like that. And I just played around with it, like from when I could. Or that's what my grandmother told me. But then she said that when I was still little, like before I could speak, I was singing already with words and in tune and everything. And then my parents just thought like, maybe she'd be interested to like learn an instrument. And then piano being one of the really popular instruments, my mother just thought, okay, let's send her for piano lessons. So I started lessons when I was 3, I think, or 4, even though I played like children's songs on the keyboard before that, and I figured the notes out and everything by myself. But I started lessons when I was 3.
Wow. Were you born blind?
Yes.
Okay, so this is all you know, and the music, was it the music that was that something that you were drawn to?
I think so. I mean, if I really liked it from like before I could speak, and before I could actually like do anything, I would like tap or hit my hands or something to the music. So I guess it's something that I was always interested in. I'm still interested in it a lot, like now. So I'm sure. I think it's probably something that I was drawn to.
So, do you play then on hearing the music? So, if you learn piano because you can't read the notes, so you listen to the tune and then you reproduce it, or how does it work?
Actually, I can do that as well because I do have perfect pitch. So it's easier for me to be able to hear what like the notes, even though for piano, like there are more than 5 or 6 notes sometimes going on at once, then it's a bit more difficult. But yeah, I can do that as well. My lecturers normally record the music for me hands separate so that I can learn it that way. And then if it's a single line instrument like flute or singing, then I can learn that by ear. However, I prefer to learn my music by reading it. So I'm quite proficient in Braille music. It is difficult to find sheet music for that, but I do prefer reading it that way. So I try to get my music in Braille as much as I can, even though it takes very long. So I don't always have an option if I have to learn music in a short period of time. But if I do have that option, then I go with that option because I find that I am able to pick up more of the musical detail and everything through reading a score. And it also kind of prevents me from mimicking someone else's playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So then you don't copy someone else's playing, because if you listen to someone else's playing or like that, then you tend to like get stuck in that. Or like when you listen to someone play something hand separate because they like recording it for you hand separate, obviously they're going to play it without expression and everything. And then I find myself sometimes getting so used to it that when I do put it together, I end up playing like that. And then
Oh,
it's
really?
really not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course, because yeah, you have to now do it your own way and put your own interpretation on it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the goal, I think, of art, music making, like self-expression is one of the big things about it. So it would be quite not interesting if you would be copying like Martha Argerich or someone, even though, I mean, that would be amazing. If anyone could copy her, like, sure. My lecturer always says, like, if you can copy Martha Argerich, yeah, like be my guest, do it. That would be
Okay.
amazing. But I mean, the world wouldn't be interesting if there was like more than one Martha Argerich. You should be
Exactly.
you yourself. So yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely, I agree with you. But I actually didn't know that notes could be, or that music was transcribed in Braille. But now, when you were younger, so did you went to a school where you were taught Braille?
Um, I actually started off my schooling in a mainstream school, so I can actually write with a pen. Um, I just when I do that,
Really?
I write like really hard, and then I feel with my left hand the what I'm writing. But then like I didn't focus a lot like on writing beautifully or not writing skew or whatever. But like I can write with a pen, and I can sign, and I can color in. I used to have this pack of crayons, and then my parents would mark it for me from number from 1 to 12. So then 1 would be like yellow, 2 would be orange, 3 would be red, 4 would be blue, and so on.
Mhm.
And then how they did the pictures for me, like when you color in pictures at school. So my aunt would take the puffed up glue and then trace that picture for me, and then I would color in those lines.
Yeah.
So I used to do that. But then before I went to school, my parents did send me for Braille lessons, just Braille lessons. So I think I was like 3 or 4 years old. Then I did learn Braille then, just normal literacy Braille. So then I actually learned to read then. Um,
Oh, I
and I
see.
loved reading a lot. And then I only learned Braille music much later because I moved from Joburg to Worcester when I was 8, turning 9. And then I went to the School for the Blind in Worcester for a while. And there I learned to read Braille music. Yeah. So that was only when I was much older.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, but how amazing that you did all these things. And how was it then, this transition from a mainstream school to a school, the school in Worcester for the blind?
It was very different because a mainstream school, you would have more than one class per grade, and in each class there would be like 30 kids or so. So I remember in my grade 1 and grade 2 years, we were 30 something in a class, and we had 5 classes per grade. And then I was kind of excited to see where in which class I would be and everything when I went to a new school. And then the first day when I came to Worcester, then everything was different because number one, everyone spoke Afrikaans and I could not speak a single word because I'm from
Yeah.
Joburg and we were English. And then the second thing that I found out was that there was only one class per grade, and each class only had 2 or 3 kids, 4, 5, like very few kids. So I was partially a bit disappointed because I
Okay.
was very excited to see in which class I was going to be and like
Yeah.
meeting a lot of new people, but then it didn't end up being that way. Um, and then I had to start learning Afrikaans, and then because some people didn't understand English at all because Worcester is a very Afrikaans town. So then I had to learn Afrikaans. But then in the space of 2 months, I went from doing Afrikaans first additional language to doing Afrikaans home language
Wow.
Yes. And then I ended up I missed mainstream school a lot, I must say. So then I switched back to mainstream in my grade 10 year
Oh, I see.
because we
Okay.
also because of subject choices.
Mhm.
We didn't have much of subject choice when we were in grade 3 to 9 in the other school.
Okay. And now in at Stellenbosch at the university, there's your friend now.
Yeah.
But now at Stellenbosch University, how is that when you, so for an example, when you have your classes and to get to the classes, do you have support or do you know the area?
I'm mostly in one building,
Mm.
so I don't have to really I don't have a problem moving in building, but outside then yes, I do have people helping me.
Okay. So tell me now about okay. So now you're there and you're studying, and what is your day like? For example, when you're studying, you say you're studying music, but singing.
Yeah, I still continue with piano. So singing is my main instrument for my degree, and then flute is my second instrument for my degree, which I have to unfortunately discontinue with the second instrument at the end of my second year when we start to specialize in our third year. But I will definitely still continue with it like privately, and then I do piano on the side. So my day goes like I wake up at maybe like 7 or sometimes later if I oversleep. And then and then I like dress, eat, and everything, and then I go to class starting at 8. Or if not at 8, then I go to practice, and then I have classes almost all the time until 5 o'clock, and then I practice some more, and then
Wow.
I go back to res, and then I eat, and then maybe practice some more
Really?
or do homework. And then on weekends, I have to sit down and do my academic work because there isn't, to my knowledge, a software that I can work with myself where I can write music notation myself in a format that my lecturers will be able to read. So I have to sit down on weekends to do that. And then I've got 2 amazing friends who assist me with that. The one friend helps me with converting my music for me into an electronic format so that I can convert that into Braille. And then the other friend helps me to write all my work down for me. And then we do that over the weekend.
Isn't that amazing? Oh, that's so wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, you've got very good friends to help you do that. Are they also music students?
Yes, they are. They're older than me, and they are they're like both doing their postgrad already.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
like I can't ask someone younger necessarily or like younger than me, because then they wouldn't always know what I'm writing because they haven't gotten there yet. And
Oh,
then I
I
can't
see.
ask someone in the same class as me because we're doing the same work
Yeah.
always because it's also like when we write tests and things. So yeah, and then so I have to get someone older than me.
Okay.
It's really difficult to find people because it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It is quite demanding when you have to do when we get these long theory assignments, music theory assignments, or like this year in my second year, I chose composition as an elective, and then it's quite a lot of work. So we spend average 8 to 9 hours a week over the weekends doing that work.
Wow. Yeah, and I can understand if they also have their work to do, then it's but how
Yeah.
wonderful that they do help you. Yeah. So what is about Stellenbosch University that you like so much? Why did you choose to study there?
I came here because of the fact that it was going to be more accessible.
Mm.
Because during the time when I was doing my research about where I would go, it was also closer to Worcester, even though now my family just moved to Cape Town now. But it was more accessible in terms of being able to move around campus. And then I also came here because even though I'm not doing piano as my first instrument, I still continue with piano and with the same teacher that I was with since matric. I started with that teacher in matric, and he's teaching at Stellenbosch, a part-time lecturer in the voice department, teaching languages for singers and working in the choral conducting department. But he's a pianist himself, actually. So I came here because he was here, and I came here because my flute lecturer was here. So it's kind of like I knew people already. And then one of the friends who's helping me now with my work, he's an amazing musician. I also knew him since matric, so I also came here. It's just so mainly for the fact because I knew people here.
Oh yeah. I can understand that. That's for you very important also.
Yeah, to like have, especially because first year is already very overwhelming. But I came into my first year last year feeling actually not at all overwhelmed because I knew people and because we get assigned mentors. And my mentor actually ended up being my friend. So that was really cool.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. But now you say you're in your second year. So how many years do you still have to study?
My degree is 4 years. So at the end of this year, I have to choose my specialization field. So you have the option to specialize in composition, performance, music education, music technology, and there must be something else that I'm missing because I thought there was 5. Oh, musicology.
Okay.
Oh, and I think you can specialize in music theory as well. I'm not sure, but I think I'm going into performance because I really enjoy performing. Even though I'm really interested in education and composition as well, but we can't specialize in more than one thing. So I'll just specialize in performance.
Yeah. And what is it about performance that you enjoy?
I'm not sure. I think it's the audience that I enjoy, actually just being on stage. I love being on stage. So my parents told me the story about the first time when I went on stage. I was 4 or 5 years old. And then it was after taking piano lessons for a while. So my teacher said I must go and play at a school where she was doing a presentation. So I went to play one song, like a little piece. And then after I finished playing, everyone was very surprised because I stood up and then I took a bow. And then I was like, everyone, I'm going to sing a song now. I will sing the national anthem. And everyone was so surprised because at that stage, I did not do singing. And I was supposed to just play one piece, but I was like, I'm going to sing a song. So I just sang my song. I just sang a song and I just sang the national anthem. And then one of the people in the audience like gave me like a 20 rand and it was like, go buy seats. And then,
So cute. But
and then I was joking and I was like, oh, I got my first salary. It was. So I think I always liked the stage. Like I don't actually recall that. It was just something that my parents told me. But I really enjoy going on stage.
So you don't get nervous?
No, I don't get nervous. I think I get not nervous for actually going on stage, but more like will I be able to do the music that I'm going to perform? Will I be able to do it justice and be able to give the audience what they want? So more of that type of nervous, but not the actual nervous of being on stage. No, I think I always like being on stage. Like I extremely enjoy music exams as well because I view it as being on stage and performing, and the examiners are my audience. Like they have to be my audience. So I feel like especially with COVID, when we couldn't have an audience, it was really difficult because when you do performances and you record for camera, like the camera isn't able to give something to you. Whereas I feel like if there's actually someone in the hall, somehow in some way that I really do not know what, but they have this way of making you like feeding you in a way to make you perform better, and to like drive you to express more. Like if I don't do something well in a practice session, emotionally or like that, I somehow always end up doing a bit better on stage. But I also surprise myself sometimes on stage. I mean, a lot of things happen on stage, sometimes quite unexpected, but the audience has this way to drive your inner something, and then it makes you perform differently and much better. And I don't even know who I am when I'm on stage until the performance is over. I'm just being drawn away, taken away, being possessed by the music.
Amazing.
In a way.
Yeah, because that's what many artists say, that you feel the energy from the audience, and you that when it's an empty hall, or when, like you say, in front of the camera, then you don't have that, you don't feel that energy.
Yeah, so I sometimes when I was recording, I try to imagine that the person that was recording for me would be like an audience, but that's kind of not the same. So sometimes I would ask like a few friends, like one or two people, to just sit in the audience. Like even that was much better than having no one in the audience, and it kind of felt dead. Like the audience, there's no one to react, or even if they just dead quiet, it just feels like they are reacting. Or I don't know how to describe it really.
Now I can understand that. But now, with the singing, what is the genre that you love to sing the most?
I am a classically trained singer, but I enjoy singing musical theatre as well. And I think I should sing more of musical theatre in the future as well. Even though I really enjoy my art songs and arias, I think I should sing more musical theatre because it's so beautiful. And then I also enjoy singing hymns a lot. And recently I realized that I kind of like the very old school kind of jazz as well. So I think I should like the Nat King Cole stuff, like the LOVE and that, and like the very old school music. Like recently we had a karaoke night and I just decided I'm gonna go and karaoke LOVE, and that was fun. Like it's I'm not extremely comfortable with that yet because I feel like it sounds weird on my voice, but it's fun. And then I like hymns. Let me think. I tried to yodel recently.
Really?
I still don't know how to yodel, but it's something that I really want to do because it sounds really fun. There's a song on YouTube that I can't remember what it's called now. I think it's I can't remember what the song is or who sang it, but it's basically about learning to yodel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I kind of really like that.
Well, I'm with you with the old school jazz. I love those types of songs, and I think it's the music and the lyrics are always very beautiful for me. But now, in Stellenbosch, do you get to do opera as well? You say you're classically trained, but are there opportunities for you to do that?
Right now, not as much actually. Not right now. I'm not. I think it's because it's a thing where they're like only when you third year up then they give you opportunities. So right now, any singing opportunities that I get is mostly like external and not like university related. For university, we mainly still focus on art songs and the melody and chanson. I think we do start doing more solo operatic things next year when we specialize. Because I am also quite careful in a way with the repertoire that I sing, because like something that I will never sing as far as I know at this stage. I mean, if something surprises me one day, then yeah. But I don't think I'll sing Queen of the Night, for example. right now I don't have the range for that. If I somehow miraculously end up having that range, then sure. But not right now. So we do sing. Well, I do have some arias right at the moment, but they're not like very complicated arias, and we don't get cast in opera productions or so as solo roles as yet. But I think that starts coming in our third year. Right now, for our solo singing, we just do recitals for our exams or for competitions or like our university competition or for lunch hour concerts, and then we sing choruses like the slaves chorus or the cigarette girls chorus. Also, when we have ensemble singing, and then we do a production with just famous opera choruses. Also, we're still going to do that in September. But yeah, so we will only go into the solo roles, the full operatic roles, once we're in third year and up, I think.
Okay. But now tell me, what are your wishes for the future?
I would actually like to learn another instrument.
Really?
Yeah, I think because I really enjoy playing flute, I want to do another instrument because it's fun and because I want to do more ensemble playing. And I think because I have a woodwind instrument, I would like to take on probably a brass instrument or something, because I tried strings before, but I think I was just not born to play a string instrument. So I'll leave it to the people who are like really amazing at that, because there's so many of those. So I think I'll try and attempt a brass instrument sometime. Maybe like a lower brass instrument, because the flute is a really high instrument and my voice is high, and the piano can get quite high as well. So I'll do something lower. Yeah. And then I would like to continue performing. I want to do some teaching. I might do some composing. I actually haven't thought about that a lot. But this year that I have composition as an elective, I actually enjoy the compositions that we're doing a lot. So I think it's just a matter of not really getting the time to sit down and think of a piece, like write one out. Like, I think Alma Deutscher, the famous young composer, also said that it's easy to come with a theme, like easy to think of a melody, but to go and sit down and develop the melody and make it into a full composition, that's the difficult job. And I think that's the part where I don't have patience for, because I would say I improvise relatively well. I can come up with a melody and everything, but I just don't have enough time right now to sit down and write a full piece. But I think I would experiment with that. I enjoy languages a lot, so I might want to do some translation or do another course or degree and go into language teaching. Maybe I'll write a book.
You've got a lot of things that you like to do, and
I don't know if I'll get to everything though. Because actually there's a lot of instruments I want to learn, not just one.
Really? But
Yeah.
it's good to have the wishes, you know?
Yeah, it's just, it gets really frustrating sometimes when you think of so many things, but then you're like, okay, but there's only 24 hours a day. And how am I going to get to everything?
Yeah. Well, you still got many years ahead of you to do that. So.
Oh, we hope so.
Yeah. No, I'm sure with your enthusiasm and your positive outlook, it's I'm sure you'll get to all the wishes.
I hope I do, because it's all things that I would like to do.
Yeah. But now, tell me just one more thing. Can you do a shout out for your favorite restaurant or coffee shop in Stellenbosch?
Ooh, my favorite restaurant or coffee shop. See, I haven't been to many around Stellenbosch, but I like, except for the ones in the student center, the Nielsen Student Center.
Oh, yeah.
And I go to, there's a place that's called Miriam's Kitchen. And I go there very often because their samosas are amazing, as in their potato samosas are amazing. And their vegetable curries are really amazing too. So I go there the most out of all the places that I go to. And then I also like going to a place that's called Buzz because I really enjoy their smoothies. And I know that my dad likes to go to DCM a lot because they have amazing coffee. Well, I don't drink coffee. So yeah, those are the three places in the student center that I go to the most in Stellenbosch. And I haven't been to many other places like outside of campus in Stellenbosch because I'm actually on like the National Student Financial Aid funding. So I'm limited to really using the quota that they give us on our student accounts, which means I only go to the places in the student center. But I'm also so terribly busy. I don't really get time to go off campus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
So
no,
it's a lot of things.
So Miriam's Kitchen, is that part of the Stellenbosch campus?
Yeah, that's in the Nielsen Student Center. And I go there a lot. It's just that they're not open on Friday and like in the weekend. But it's fine because I go there a lot during the week. And I like to always get their samosas because they're really tasty. Ah, okay.
Miriam's Kitchen. Yeah.
I think I would probably, probably with all the things that I want to do, because I'm so busy, I really don't get time to go off campus. I actually plan to start another instrument maybe sometime this year because my one of my friends who helps me a lot, he was actually just here now. He's a tubist, and it's very rare to find people that play tuba.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in like tuba, euphonium, or like that. So I'll probably maybe ask him, like, can you teach me or something? Yeah.
Oh, you'll achieve all these things that you want to. But Yungshan, it was so lovely to talk to you.
Thank you for the opportunity. It was really fun.
Yeah, and it's so lovely to hear what you are doing, and you. I mean, there's no stopping you, and it's wonderful to see that also. That you are able to do all these things, and that you don't let the fact that you are blind prevent you from going out and living life and doing all the things that that you want to do.
I mean, there are limitations in a way because, like, I would like to do accompaniment as well. I really enjoy working with other people, but it's just that I wouldn't be able to, for example, take a piece of music and sight read it on the spot, because if I'm reading a piece of music in Braille, I have to read with my one hand and then play with the other hand, memorize that, swap it around, and then put everything together, or I have to like learn it by ear. So it does take time. So then it puts limitations in an orchestral setting or like this kind of collaborative opportunities. But yeah, I really enjoy performing. I'll somehow find a way, I hope, to be able to do something of everything. It's also because recently there hasn't been a lot of opportunities because of the pandemic. But now that the halls opened and again, 100% capacity, but maybe we'll get more performances now because there aren't so many, there aren't really like limits on gatherings anymore. But I also performed in Greyton in May for the Greyton Classics for All festival. And that was really amazing because I really wanted to do that for a long time. And then I finally got to do that this year. So it was really fun. I plan to do it next year again. I want to actually do a joint recital with my friend because it's very rare to find, to go to a recital of piano and tuba music. So I might do a recital like that in the future.
That would be very interesting. But I wish you all the best and have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you so much. You too.
Okay. Thank you so much. And I hope to meet you one day in person. Maybe you come to
me
Ghana.
Too.
Yeah, maybe you'll come and visit.
I actually hope so. I do want to like study overseas, so I might. I don't know at the stage yet where I'm going. But like if I'm going somewhere to like Austria or Germany, then I really need to learn German like
Yes.
soon.
That you can put that on the list of another language that you want to learn.
Yeah, I'm doing. I did French last year. I still do French now, but I think I should start learning German if I'm going to a Germanic-speaking country.
Yes, you can come to Vienna.
I think I will because it's a really musical like city musical. Yeah.
Yeah, that should be amazing. Okay, Yunshan. Have
Thank
a
you so
lovely
much.
afternoon. Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.